This has anything to do with Lee, do you?
Sorry to cook and run.
Did you just leave your clothes on the kitchen floor?
Do you think the next PlayStation or Xbox will have a Switch-like factor? Yes and no. Let's break this down. We'll start with PlayStation. So, PlayStation, like I said in a previous video talking about the future of, what consoles are coming out and stuff, they're the biggest enigma right now. They're not really talking too much about what they're doing in the future. And I think there's a good chance they're just going to stay very traditionalist and we'll just have a PS5. But there's also the fact that, for better or worse, they have had a history of seeing Nintendo do cool stuff and want to do something similar. And the idea of something like the Switch isn't that foreign to Sony. I mean, they kind of had that concept with the PS Vita where they released the PlayStation TV. The only problem was they were two separate things, and the PS TV didn't give you anything better on a large screen TV. You just had 720p upscaled and not a very pretty way. So it's something that PlayStation's messed with, and I think they might try to do again, but I'm not 100% sure. As for Xbox, I don't think they're going to do the exact concept of a Switch, but I think they are going to embrace that concept of play anywhere, where you can play something on your console, but then they're going to also do things like being able to stream gameplay to a phone or some other kind of mobile device, so that it has that concept of the Switch where you can play it on the go, at home, anywhere you want, you have access to gaming. And I think that's the idea they're going to do. They're just going to do it a different way. Why do you think PlayStation won't go to E3 in 2019? Because they don't need to. They really don't. E3 is... Most big conventions like E3 don't really need to be around anymore. They made a lot of sense back when the internet wasn't so just prevalent everywhere and everyone had easy access to information. It made sense to have everyone come together and check out technology, but that doesn't necessarily have to be anymore. And I've said this before with Nintendo, where I think Nintendo has cared less and less about E3 every year, and they've instead been relying a lot more on their Nintendo Directs, and I think they're going to keep going in that direction. So I think PlayStation kind of just... they don't need to anymore. They've been on top for a little while right now. Their system is still selling well. They've got a lot of great first-party games, and if they want to have any kind of major event to make announcements and have fans and stuff check it out, they'll just run their own. They don't have to be a part of some larger thing. So, yeah, it just, honestly, this point makes sense. They don't need to be at E3. I think Nintendo's going to slowly step back more away as well. Microsoft might stick with it for the time being, but you're already seeing a lot of the major game companies leave, and it's just going to keep going that way. What do you hope to see at this year's first Nintendo Direct? I'm actually not entirely sure what to expect right now because so many of the past ones were so heavily focused on Smash Brothers and stuff coming out during the holiday season. There's still a couple games on the horizon they've only talked about a little bit, like the next Yoshi game, Animal Crossing, David Ex Machina, but I'm kind of hoping that for the first one of this year, there's a focus more on new stuff. I want to get some more new things announced for the Switch, whether that's getting some more ports from the Wii U. There's a couple games left over like Mario Maker that I think would do great on the Switch, and I just really want one big surprise. I just want something to come back. Anything. Well, actually, okay, personally, I really want to see Golden Sun come back. I really doubt it, but I want that so bad. There's also been rumors of Advance Wars, which would be cool too, but Golden Sun, #1. They need that back. Bring that back. Most anticipated accessories? I don't know if I have plural accessories that I'm really excited for right now, but there is one specific one I'm excited for at the moment, and that's the Astro C4 Ttr Controller for PS4 and PC. Now, if you're not familiar with Astro, they are an accessory company that's most known for their headsets. They're known for really high-quality headsets, but they haven't really done controllers before, and this is the first one they've announced they're doing for PS4. It is a pro-level controller, and I just want to get my hands on it and try it out. I mean, we have some ideas of what functions it's going to have. We know what it looks like, but as far as how the actual, final quality is going to be and how it actually feels in the hand, I'm really curious because they're known for really high quality in headsets, and that can translate somewhat over, but controllers are an entirely new thing too, so I don't know if it's going to be something that is actually super amazing or if there's going to be some missteps or mistakes anywhere. I'm really curious to get my hands on it and see how the final product actually handles. What limited edition Switch do you think we'll get in the future? There's a lot of games that are still on the way for Nintendo that I think could make a lot of sense, but the biggest one for me would probably be Zelda. Now, I know that sounds weird for some of you because, hey, we already got Breath of the Wild. It's probably going to be a while until we get a new mainline Zelda, which is true, but there's been a lot of heavy rumors we're going to get some kind of new Zelda game a lot sooner. Probably something that's either an HD remake of a game like Skyward Sword or maybe some kind of side spin-off game, but even that's going to be high enough profile to justify getting a special edition system. Because even for the Wii U, that's exactly what they did. They did the Wind Waker HD on Wii U, and we got a Zelda-themed system for it, so I think they could easily do the same thing again for the Switch. Most anticipated game of 2019? There's a lot of games to choose from right now. I mean, it's, the year just started and there's so many games that are at least slotted to come out this year. Some might get pushed back, but looking at just all the stuff that's coming up, there's a lot of really great choices. But for me personally, I'm gonna have to say Devil May Cry 5. I know that's not like a lead choice for some people. A lot of people are probably expecting me to say like Last of Us 2 or something, but I grew up loving the Devil May Cry franchise so much. I mean, to this day, 3 is still one of my favorite games, period. Just top, up there, really high up. And as soon as 5 was announced, I actually replayed through 1, 3, 4, and even the reboot one, which I have very mixed feelings about. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be great this year, but just for personal hype levels, I'm really excited to see that series come back, and I hope it is an amazing game. Will Microsoft finally have a hit first-party action or story-driven game in 2019, or will we have to wait until next gen? Honestly, I'm not sure, because at least looking at what we have for sure coming out this year right now from Xbox, I think the biggest ones are Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which I'm super excited for, but even bigger as far as just name goes, Crackdown 3 and Gears. And I think all of those have potential to do well. It's just a matter of whether or not they're going to be so good that people want to adopt Xbox that haven't already adopted it, or want to abandon their current system and go to Xbox, whatever. And I'm just not sure. I want them to be that great because it's just great to have awesome games and awesome competition, but it might just be appealing to people that have already bought in, and we'll see, But if none of those do it, then yeah, I think they might have some really big surprises saved up for the next generation, because they've already been building up a lot on what they might be doing with these new systems, and I'm personally really excited to see what they have planned.